She came straight from her bakery. Flour still on her hands. She sat in seat 14C. Nobody looked at her twice. Then both pilots went down. 219 people. One storm. 52 minutes of fuel. The military radio crackled. And called her, by rank. The woman in the middle seat. With flour on her hands. Before you watch full story, comment below from which country are you watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more amazing stories. Look at the hands first. That is what you see. 2 hands. Resting quietly in a lap. Dark skin. Calm fingers. White powder, flour. From a bakery. From 4 in the morning. On the small tray table in front of the hands, a tin box. Old. A little dented at one corner. Inside that tin, homemade biscuits. Made this morning. Still carrying the smell of cardamom and butter. Made for a sister. Waiting at arrivals. Everything is peaceful. Everything looks completely normal. The woman these hands belong to, she is asleep. Head tilted slightly to one side. Hair in a loose bun. Simple gray camise. No jewelry. No laptop bag. No important looking papers. Nothing that would make you look twice at her. Her name is Nadia Rahman. She is 47 years old. She came straight from her bakery this morning. No time to wash her hands. Boarded last, gate agent already closing the door. Sat in 14C. Put the tin down. Closed her eyes. In 4 minutes, she was completely asleep. Nobody looked at her. Nobody spoke to her. She was just a woman in a middle seat with flour on her hands. Now, pull back from those hands. Wider. See the window. See the sky outside. Dark clouds ahead. Very big ones. Moving fast. The kind pilots call severe. The kind that do not move out of the way for anyone. And now, the cockpit. See the fuel gauge. See the number. See the storm on the radar screen directly ahead. Mountains on both sides of the flight path. Nowhere to turn. No way around. Nadia cannot see any of this from seat 14C. She is still asleep. The clock has started. She does not know it yet. The storm does not care who is asleep. She came straight from her bakery this morning. She did not wash her hands. In 52 minutes, those flour-dusted hands would be the only thing standing between 219 people and the side of a mountain. 3 hours earlier. Lahore City. A small bakery on a quiet street. It is 4 in the morning. The street is dark and empty. But inside the bakery, the oven is already on. The light is already on. And Nadia Rahman is already at work. She moves around her kitchen without wasting a single step. No unnecessary movements. Flour on the board. Dough under her hands. First tray going in. Second being shaped. Her hands know what to do without her thinking. Her assistant Kamil arrives at 5 o'clock. He pushes open the back door and stops. Kamil, Appa. It is 5 already. Your flight is at 7. You need to leave now. Nadia, one more tray. Kamil, you say that every time. Nadia, and every time, one more tray happens. Hand me that bowl. Kamil hands her the bowl. He knows better than to argue. She puts in one more tray. She shapes the biscuits for her sister, thicker than the regular ones, the way her sister likes them, and she puts those in too. At 6:15 in the morning, Kamil physically takes the oven gloves out of her hands. Kamil, go. Now. The biscuits are done. Go. She wraps the biscuits in paper. Puts them in the old tin box, the one with the dent at the corner, the one she has had for 20 years. She picks up her small bag. She does not wash her hands. She does not have time. She runs to the airport with flowers still on her fingers, still on her palms, still there between every crease of her dark hands. She makes the flight by 4 minutes. The gate agent sees her running and holds the door with a tired look. She walks onto the plane. Row 14. Seat C, the middle seat. She squeezes past the man in 14B, Colonel Hassan, retired army, reading a newspaper, who shifts without looking up. He has no idea who just sat down next to him. Flight attendant Sana passes by with the pre-departure check. She notices the flower on the passenger's hands. She almost stops. She thinks about saying something. Then she decides not to. The woman looks tired. Let her rest. In the seat behind, 15A, a small girl is watching. Her name is Isa. She is 6 years old. She has been watching since the moment the flower hands lady sat down. Children notice things that adults walk past. Nadia feels the eyes. She looks up. Catches Isa staring. She smiles. She opens the tin. She holds it out. Isa's father, Beta, no, don't take from strangers. Nadia, homemade. I made them this morning. No bad things inside. I promise on my sister's name. Isa looks at her father. He looks at the biscuit. He gives a very small nod. Isa takes one biscuit with both hands, the careful way children take things they really want. She takes a bite. Her eyes go wide. Nadia closes the tin. She leans back in seat 14C. She closes her eyes. In 4 minutes, she is completely asleep. A tarmac in early morning light. Long and gray and flat. The smell of jet fuel. The sound of engines warming up in the distance. Nadia walks across the tarmac in full flight gear. Flight suit. Helmet under one arm. G-suit strapped tight. Behind her, a Mirage 3. Before it, she flew the F-7PG. And after, classified aircraft. Things this country needed done quietly. A young ground crew boy is doing the pre-flight check on her aircraft. He straightens up. He notices something. Ground crew boy, ma'am, excuse me ma'am, there is flour on your glove. She looks down at her left glove. White powder on dark leather. She must have been baking before she drove to base. She does that sometimes, especially on early mission days. Baking calms her down. She looks at the flour. She shrugs. Nadia, good luck charm. Leave it. The boy watches her climb into the cockpit. He has seen many pilots. He has never seen one move like that, like the aircraft is already part of her body before she even touches it. She flew that mission perfectly that day. Every move textbook. Every decision correct. She came back with no wasted fuel and perfect notes. Her commanding officer was waiting when she landed. CO, Rahman. That mission was perfect. Every single step. Tell me something, how do you stay so calm up there? Other pilots feel the pressure. You fly like you are taking a morning walk. She removes her helmet. Her hair falls loose. She thinks for a moment before she answers. Nadia, same way I stay calm in the bakery, sir. You look at what is directly in front of you. You do not think about everything at once. One step. One breath. One moment. Then the next one. Her CO looks at her for a long time. He is not a man who gives compliments easily. CO, God help anyone who ever has to face you in the air, Rahman. Nadia sleeps. Outside the window, the storm grows larger. The fuel gauge ticks lower. Nobody on this plane knows what is coming yet. Not the 219 passengers. Not the flight attendants. Not Colonel Hassan behind his newspaper. Not little Isa who is still thinking about the biscuit. Nobody. She had flown through worse storms than the one ahead. She just did not know yet that she was about to fly through this one too. With Flower still on her hands. A sound. It comes from behind the cockpit door. Muffled. Electronic. An alarm, the kind you are not supposed to hear if you are a passenger. The kind that means something has gone very wrong on the other side of that door. The first person who hears it is Isa. She is 6 years old. She hears everything. Isa, Baba. What is that sound? Isa's father, nothing beta. Plane makes sounds. It is normal. Go back to your cartoon. She looks at the screen in front of her. She does not go back to her cartoon. Then, the cockpit door opens hard and fast. Flight attendant Sana comes out. She is 24 years old. She has been a flight attendant for 18 months. She has never had a real emergency before. Not like this. Never like this. Her face has no color in it at all. She stands at the front of the cabin for 2 full seconds. She looks at the rows of passengers, 219 people watching small screens, eating, sleeping, living their normal lives, and she does the hardest thing she has ever done in her career. She picks up the intercom. She holds it steady. Her hand shakes only once, just at the start, and then it stops. Sana, excuse me. Good morning. I need everyone's attention please. Is there anyone on this aircraft who has experience flying a commercial aircraft? This is an emergency situation. If you have flying experience, please press your call button or come forward immediately to the nearest crew member. Silence. Complete silence. One person turns off their movie. Then someone else. Then someone else. Then like a wave, the whole cabin goes quiet. 219 people. All of them holding their breath. All of them looking at each other. Colonel Hassan in seat 14B puts his newspaper down slowly. He sits up completely straight, the automatic posture of a man who spent 30 years in uniform. He looks left. He looks right. His face is working through something urgent. Hassan, I was Army. Not Air Force. I cannot fly someone must, does nobody here. He stands up halfway. He looks up and down the aisle desperately. Other passengers are doing the same, looking, hoping someone else will stand. No one does. And then, very quietly, a small hand reaches past the seat in front. Isa. 6 years old. Pressing her small fingers on the arm of the woman in 14C. Isa, auntie. Wake up. The lady said they need a pilot. Nadia opens her eyes. Slowly. Carefully. Like someone who was not deeply asleep, like someone who was resting with one ear still open. Because she was. She heard the alarm through the door. She heard Sana's announcement. She heard everything. She was just waiting. Just thinking. Just looking at her hands. Flower still there. Same as this morning. Same hands that shaped dough at 4 in the morning. Same hands that once flew a Mirage 3 through contested airspace at night. She looks at those hands for 3 more seconds. Then she closes the biscuit tin. She puts it carefully on the tray table. She stands up. Colonel Hassan is looking up at her from his seat. This small woman. Simple camise. Flower on her hands. He stares. Hassan, wait, do you actually, are you saying you can? Nadia, move please. He moves. Immediately. Something in her voice makes him move before he even decides to. She walks down the aisle to the cockpit door. She does not rush. She does not slow down. She walks the way someone walks when they have done harder things than this before. Sana is standing at the door. She steps in front of it. Procedure. Sana, ma'am, I need to ask, who are you? What is your experience? Nadia looks at the door handle. Not at Sana. At the door handle. Nadia, I am someone who retired too early. Please open this door. Something in the way she says it. Sana steps aside and opens the door. Inside the cockpit. The captain, slumped sideways in his seat. Cardiac arrest. His face is gray. Breathing, but barely. The first officer, leaning forward over the controls with his eyes closed. Food poisoning from his meal 2 hours ago. Unconscious. The autopilot is still running, but the storm ahead is doing things that autopilot was not built to handle alone. Nadia moves the first officer carefully to one side. She checks his pulse, it is there, slow but steady. She lowers him as safely as she can. Then she sits in the captain's seat. 8 years. 8 years since she sat in a cockpit. 8 years since she left the Pakistan Air Force. 8 years of bakery mornings and bread smells and flour on her hands for a completely different reason. Pause, 4 full seconds of silence. Her hands find the controls. Before her eyes even move across the instruments, her hands already know where everything is. The throttle. The yoke. The radio. The trim. The switches. Every single one. Her hands find them like they are remembering a language they never actually forgot. Muscle memory. You cannot retire muscle memory. She reads the instruments without rushing. Fuel, 41 minutes remaining. Storm, straight ahead, directly on their flight path. Mountains, tight on both sides, no room to turn. Autopilot, struggling against the wind already building outside. She reads it all. She takes one slow breath. Then she picks up the radio. Nadia, Lahore Control, this is PK 303. I am declaring a full emergency. Both pilots are incapacitated and I have taken control of the aircraft. I have a storm directly ahead, terrain on both sides, and 41 minutes of fuel. I need immediate routing options. Please respond. Static. 2 seconds. 3. Then a voice, Tariq. ATC officer. Lahore Control. 19 years on this job. He has handled hundreds of emergencies. He is very good at staying calm. Tariq, PK 303. This is Lahore Control. Can you please identify yourself? Nadia, I am a passenger with PAF background. Tariq, I do not have time to explain everything right now. What is my best routing option through this weather? Tariq stops. She said his name. Tariq, not Lahore Control, not ATC, not Sir. Tariq. His first name. Only Pakistan Air Force personnel know his name. Only people who have worked with PAF radar and comms for years. He stares at his radio panel. Tariq, PK 303, can you tell me exactly what your PAF background is? Nadia, Wing Commander. Retired. 8 years ago. Now, Tariq, routing. Please. Tariq stands up from his chair. In 19 years, he has never stood up during a call. Not once. Not for anything. He is standing now. His colleague next to him, 23 years old, 3 months on the job, stares at him like he has never seen anything so strange in his life. Tariq's colleague, Tariq. What is happening? Are you okay? Tariq, get me the PAF liaison line. Right now. Do not ask me why. Just get it. Tariq had handled thousands of emergencies in 19 years. Not once had he ever stood up from his chair. Not once. He was standing now, and he could not fully explain to himself why his hands were shaking. Two shapes appear outside the plane windows. Long dark. Fast. Moving in perfect formation, one on each side of PK-303. Wing tip lights blinking in the gray sky. JF-17 Thunder jets. Pakistan Air Force. Scrambled from the nearest base the moment Tariq made his call. The radio crackles. Shuttle 1, PK-303, this is Shuttle 1. PAF intercept. We are on your wings. State your full situation. Now. There is something in that voice. It is young. It is sharp. It has the edge of someone who is always moving a little faster than the room, always 2 steps ahead, always slightly impatient with anything that is not moving at full speed. This pilot does not wait. This pilot pushes. Nadia gives her situation report. Clear. Fast. Exact. No extra words, no emotion, just every piece of information the escort needs. It takes her 40 seconds. It sounds like a military briefing, because that is exactly what it is. Shuttle 1, copy PK-303. Understood completely. We have identified a gap in the storm. Narrow but usable. I am taking you through. You follow my exact heading, do not deviate, do not second guess, just follow. Can you do that? A pause from the cockpit of PK-303. Nadia, I can do that. What is the width of the gap? Shuttle 1, 31 miles across. But it is closing fast. Moving at 4 miles per minute. So we need to move right now. No delays. Nadia does the calculation instantly. In her head. 3 seconds. Nadia, we have exactly 1 attempt at this. If we miss the gap, what is our fuel state for a diversion airport? Shuttle 1 is quiet for a moment. A short quiet, the kind that means the answer is not a good one and he is deciding how directly to say it. Shuttle 1, there is no diversion available, ma'am. Terrain and fuel together, you are committed to this approach. 1 pass. That is all we have. Nadia, then we do not miss the gap. Take me in. Shuttle 1, already moving. Stay with me. Cabin, Colonel Hassan. He has pressed his ear against the cockpit door. He has heard everything. The fuel. The storm. The mountains. The 1 pass. He is a retired colonel. He spent 30 years in the army. He knows exactly what the word committed means in an aviation context. It means if this does not work, nothing else will. He straightens up. He goes back to his seat. He sits down. Very still. Isa's father leans across the aisle, face pale, voice low. Isa's father, brother, please. Tell me honestly. Is everything okay? Hassan looks at the cockpit door. Then he looks straight ahead. When he speaks, his voice carries 30 years of command in it. Hassan, there is a woman flying this plane. She knows what she is doing. We are going to be completely fine. He says it like an order. He means it like a prayer. The call sign moment. Back on the radio, Tariq's voice again. Careful now. Very careful. Tariq, PK-303, the PAF liaison team is asking me to confirm something for their official records. Can you give us your call sign? Just for the record. Silence from Nadia. Not a long silence. 4 seconds. Maybe 5. But in an emergency, 4 seconds is a very long time. Shuttle 1 is on the same frequency. The entire PAF liaison team is listening. Tariq's colleague is listening. Everyone is listening to the silence from the cockpit of PK-303. And then, so quietly you could almost miss it. Nadia, Roti. In the JF-17 cockpit, Shuttle 1's co-pilot turns his head slowly. Co-pilot, roti? Did she say, like the bread? Shirtle 1 does not answer. He has gone completely still. That is unusual for him. He is never still, he is always doing something, always talking, always pushing. But right now, nothing. Not a word. Not a movement. Co-pilot, Beg? Are you? Shirtle 1, where did you hear that call sign before? Co-pilot, she just said it on the. Shirtle 1, that call sign does not exist anymore. That call sign belongs to one specific pilot, and that pilot retired 8 years ago and is not, she cannot be, she is not supposed to be on a commercial. He stops talking. He turns his head. He looks through his cockpit glass at PK-303 flying to his right. Through the small flight deck window, just barely visible in the gray morning light, a shape. Sitting in the captain's seat. Hands on the controls. Completely still. Completely focused. Shirtle 1, oh my God. 3 people speaking at once. Chairs scraping back. Someone pulling up files on a computer, fingers moving fast. Staff 1, Wing Commander Nadia Rahman, retired 2017, Sitari Jurat, flew F-7PG, Mirage 3, and classified aircraft, highest-ranked female pilot in PAF history. Staff 2, she cannot be on that aircraft. She runs a bakery in Lahore. She. Staff 3, she is on that aircraft. She is flying it right now. Someone get the air marshal on the line. Staff 1, get the air marshal immediately. Tariq's voice cuts through all of it. One word. Tariq, quiet. Silence. Immediate and complete. Tariq picks up his radio. His voice is perfectly, absolutely steady. Tariq, roti. This is Lahore Control. We confirm your call sign. We have you clearly on radar. You are not alone up there right now. Every resource we have is fully behind you. Tell us what you need. And Nadia, for the very first time tonight, her voice is not completely flat. Not completely controlled. Just at the very edges. Just slightly. Just enough. Nadia, thank you, Tariq. Then Shirtle 1 comes on the radio. His name is Flight Lieutenant Cameron Beg. He is 28 years old. The sharpest young fighter pilot in the PAF right now. Brilliant, and dangerous to himself. He pushed too hard, moved too fast, trusted his instincts over everyone else's caution. He was the kind of pilot who flew like he had something to prove. He was the kind of pilot who flew like he had something to prove. He had something to prove. On the wall of every PAF briefing room he had ever stood in, there was a photograph. Black and white. A woman in flight gear walking to a Mirage 3. Under the photograph, a name and a record. Wing Commander Nadia Rahman. F-7PG, Mirage 3. Classified missions. Sitare Jurat. More records than anyone in the building. His very first instructor pointed at that photo on his very first day of advanced training and said, "That is Wing Commander Nadia Rahman. F-7PG, Mirage 3. Classified missions. Call sign Roti, yes, like the bread, and she flew so brilliantly under that name it became legend. If you fly even half as well as her, you will have a good career." Cameron Beg had walked past that photograph every single day for 3 years. Every single day he looked at it. Every single day he thought, I will fly that well. I will fly better. He had never imagined he would speak to her. He had never imagined she would be in a commercial aircraft with flour on her hands trying to bring 219 people home. He is about to fly her wing. When he speaks, and this is unusual for Cameron Beg, who always sounds like he is in a hurry, he speaks slowly. Like every word matters and he does not want to get a single one wrong. Shirtle 1, Wing Commander Rahman. I am Shirtle 1. Flight Lieutenant Cameron Beg. I have stood in front of your photograph every single day for 3 years. Your photo is on the wall of every briefing room I have ever walked into. They told us about the F-7PG. They told us about the Mirage. They told us about Roti. I thought I understood what that meant. I did not. I understand now. It is the greatest honor of my flying career to be on your wing tonight, ma'am. I will not leave you. I swear it on everything I am. One breath from the cockpit of PK-303. Nadia, do not swear it, beg. Just fly it. A pause. And then, from the hot-headed, fast-moving, always pushing young pilot who never slowed down for anything. Shuttle 1, yes ma'am. 2 words. Completely quiet. Completely steady. Like he had been waiting 3 years to say them to the right person. Shuttle 1 had walked past her photo every day for 3 years. He flew like he had something to prove. He was right, he did. But he had never imagined he would get the chance to prove it flying beside her, in the dark, in a storm, while she sat in a commercial aircraft with flowers still on her hands, trying to bring 219 people home. Cabin, Colonel Hassan. He is moving through the cabin now. Row by row. Calm. Military straight. He helps passengers into proper brace positions without ever using the word brace, without ever giving them a reason to panic. He speaks to them quietly, firmly, the way he used to speak to young soldiers before difficult operations. A man in the middle of the aircraft grabs his arm hard. Passenger, brother, please, honest answer, are we going to crash? Just tell me the truth. Hassan looks at him directly. He has learned in 30 years of service that the truth, delivered with full confidence, is almost always better than a comfortable lie. Hassan, we have Wing Commander Nadia Rahman flying this aircraft. She is the highest-ranked female pilot in Pakistan Air Force history. She has flown the F-7PG, the Mirage 3, and missions this country cannot officially talk about. She is decorated with the Sitare-Jurat, the highest military honor we give. She is in that cockpit right now and she knows exactly what she is doing. Passenger, but who is she? I have never heard of her. Hassan, that is because she opened a bakery 8 years ago and stopped asking for credit. Tighten your belt. Both hands on the seat in front. Seat 15A, Isa. She is looking out the window. She has been told not to. She is looking anyway. She can see the JF-17 off the right wing. Its lights blink slowly in the gray sky. She watches them. Blink. 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 Like a signal. Like a promise. Isa's father, Beta, come away from the window. Isa, Baba. Is the flower anti-flying our plane? He nods once. He does not know what else to say. Isa, good. Her biscuits were really, really good. She knows exactly what she is doing. He stares at his 6-year-old daughter for a long moment. Somehow, he feels a little better. Just a little. But better. The storm entry. They enter the gap. The turbulence hits immediately. Hard. Violent. The plane shakes from wing to wing like something enormous has grabbed it. Overhead bins rattling. Trays shaking. Rain hammering the fuselage so hard it sounds like gravel on metal. Lightning, white and sharp, very close. Too close. Shuttle 1, gap is closing faster than projected, I need more speed from you, push through now. Nadia, I see it. I have it. Stay with me, beg. Shuttle 1, on your left wing. I am right here. Not going anywhere. And he means it. The young pilot who always pushed too fast, right now he is flying with a discipline his instructors would not have recognized. Matching her exactly. Every adjustment she makes, he moves with it. Not ahead. With it. For the first time, not trying to lead. Trying to protect. Lightning. Right wing tip. Direct hit. The plane rolls hard, 40 degrees left in under 2 seconds. The cabin screams. One long sound from 219 throats at once. Sanaa is thrown sideways into the galley wall. Hassan grabs the headrest in front with both hands. Aiza's father covers her entire small body with his arms and holds on. The biscuit tin on the 14C tray table slides sideways. Falls. Hits the floor. The lid pops open. Biscuits, the thick ones Nadia made for her sister this morning, the ones that smelled of cardamom and butter at 4 in the morning, scatter across the aisle of row 14. Rolling under seats. Coming to rest against bags. Broken. Spilled. Nobody picks them up. In the cockpit, Nadia is already moving. In the cockpit, Nadia is already moving. Hard right rudder. Both hands on the yoke. Full correction. She reads the instruments, the window, and the engines at the same time, the way the F-7PG taught her. The wings level. 3 seconds. The wings level. 3 seconds. The plane stops rolling. The nose comes back up. Shuttle 1, PK-303, talk to me, what is your status? Nadia, lightning strike on right wing tip. Checking all systems now. For second pause, every instrument read one by one. Nadia, systems are normal. No structural damage showing. I am continuing. Shuttle 1, copy. I see you. You are through the worst of it. Gap exit is 8 miles ahead. You are going to make it. Nadia, I know. God help anyone who ever has to face you in the air, Rahman. She flies. The biscuits were scattered across the floor of row 14. Broken. Spilled. Nobody moved to pick them up. They stayed there all the way to landing, a small trail on the carpet marking exactly where a baker had been sitting before she remembered who else she was. Clear sky. Suddenly, on the other side of the storm, clear dark sky. And ahead, below, lights. Lahore at night. Thousands of small orange and white lights stretching out in every direction. The most ordinary, beautiful sight in the world. And straight ahead, the runway. Long lit. Waiting. Tariq, Roti, you are cleared direct to Lahore. Runway 36 left, our longest available. Wind is light, from the north. Emergency services are fully deployed and standing by. Approach path is completely clear. Come home. Nadia is quiet for a moment. She looks at the runway ahead. Then she says the only personal thing she has said on the radio all night. Nadia, Tariq, my sister is waiting at arrivals. She does not know what happened tonight. Please do not let her stand there worrying. A pause. When Tariq answers, his voice is steady, but at the very last word, just at the end, it cracks once, like something small but real breaking through. Tariq, I will call her myself right now, ma'am. She will know you are coming home. Hassan is at the back of the cabin. He has walked every aisle. Every passenger is in position. He reaches row 15. He stops. He kneels to Aiza's level. He checks her belt himself, tight but not too tight. He presses the tray table up and locks it. He looks at her father and gives a small steady nod. Aiza, uncle, is the flower auntie going to be okay? Hassan looks at the cockpit door. He thinks about the woman who sat next to him for 2 hours and whom he never once looked at. He thinks about 30 years of service, and what it truly looks like. Hassan, she got up at 4 in the morning to bake bread for her sister. She ran to the airport with flour on her hands because she did not want to waste a single minute. She sat in a middle seat without one word of complaint. And when 219 people needed someone, she stood up before anyone else even thought to move. He adjusts Isa's seatbelt one final careful time. Hassan, people like that are always okay. Head down now, Beta. 800 feet above the runway. The approach is clean. The instruments are steady. The runway perfectly ahead. Then, crosswind. A hard gust from the right. 18 knots building fast to 26. Sudden. The plane drifts left of the center line. Shuttle 1, ma'am, you are drifting left, center line. She is already correcting before he finishes the sentence. Right rudder, press into it, angle the nose into the wind, let the aircraft crab toward the runway. An old technique. Learned in 1995 on the F-7PG. She never forgot a single detail her instructors taught her. 400 feet. 200 feet. The runway white lines rushing up. Every detail sharp and clear. Flour-dusted hands on the yoke. Completely firm. Not shaking. Not hesitating. Completely, absolutely present. These hands, that shaped bread in a warm bakery kitchen at 4 this morning. These hands, that flew the F-7PG and then the Mirage 3 and then aircraft with no public name. These hands, that packed biscuits in an old tin box for a sister at arrivals. These hands. Always these same hands. Wheels touch the runway. Smooth. Gentle. Like setting a tray of fresh bread on a cooling rack. Reverse thrust. Full brakes. The aircraft decelerates, the sound building then falling away. The plane slows. Slower. Slower. And stops. Isa starts clapping. It is always the child first. It always will be. Her small hands coming together, once, twice, and then her father joins, and the man across the aisle, and then the whole row, and then like something breaking open, 219 people in an aircraft on a runway in Lahore at night, applauding into the dark. Nadia sits in the captain's seat. She does not move for a moment. She just sits. And breathes. And looks at her hands. Flour still there. Right where it was this morning at 4 o'clock. She almost laughs. Not quite. But almost. Shuttle 1, PK 303, shuttle flight is breaking off. Ma'am, I need you to know, what you just did tonight, I have never seen anything like it in my life. Not in training. Not in 3 years of flying. Nothing comes close. It was the greatest honor I have ever had as a pilot. The greatest. A pause from PK 303. Nadia, go home, beg. Get some sleep. You flew well tonight. Shuttle 1, yes ma'am. Thank you ma'am. She can hear it in those 4 words, the young pilot who always pushed too fast, who always had something to prove, who walked past her photo every morning for 3 years. Smiling. In a JF-17 cockpit over Lahore at night. Smiling. She lets herself smile too. Just a little. Just for one moment. She comes down the stairs last. Emergency lights everywhere, vehicles, personnel, ambulances for the 2 pilots being taken to hospital. Sanaa is at the bottom of the stairs. She has been waiting. The moment Nadia steps onto the ground, Sanaa puts both arms around her. Nadia, Beta, it is fine, it is all fine now. Sanaa, you saved us. You saved every single one of us. Nadia awkwardly pats her back. She has never been good at being thanked. She never has been. Colonel Hassan is standing 10 feet away. Completely straight. And when Nadia looks at him, he gives a full military salute. The correct one. The real one. She looks at him. And she returns it, perfectly. Without thinking. Without hesitating. Like she never stopped. Hassan, what was your rank, ma'am? Nadia, wing commander. Retired. Hassan's jaw is tight. He is controlling something, some large feeling that a man like him does not show in public. Hassan, I gave 30 years to this country. I thought that was something to be proud of. Tonight, I watched someone serve it better in 52 minutes than I managed in 30 years. Nadia looks at her hands. Nadia, I just wanted to get the biscuits to my sister. Tariq kept his promise. He called her the moment the wheels touched down. They let her through the gate, past arrivals, all the way to the tarmac entrance. She is standing there when Nadia comes through the doors. She sees her. She runs. They hold each other for a long time. Not saying anything. The way you hold someone when all the words you know are not enough for what you are feeling. The sister pulls back. She holds Nadia's face in both hands. She looks at her. Then she looks down at the hands. Sister, you still have flour on your hands. Nadia looks down at them. Nadia, I know. A small, tired, completely real smile. Nadia, good luck charm. The flour never fully came off that night. The next morning Tariq sat at his desk at Lahore Control and filled in the official incident report. He typed every detail carefully. At the bottom, the section for pilot identification, he typed one line and did not change a single word of it. Wing Commander Nadia Rahman, retired, call sign, Roti. His supervisor read the report. Read it again. Picked up the phone. Supervisor, Tariq. This incident report. Is this real? All of it? Tariq, every word, sir. A long silence on the line. Supervisor, file it exactly as written. Do not change a single word. Shuttle 1, Flight Lieutenant Cameron Baig, landed back at his base before sunrise. He removed his helmet. He walked straight to the briefing room. He stood in front of her photograph. For a long time. Just standing there. Looking at her. Looking at the name underneath. Looking at the record. F-7PG, Mirage 3. Classified. Sitare Jurat. Call sign, Roti. Then he reached up carefully and straightened the frame. It had been slightly crooked for months. Nobody else had noticed. He had noticed every single day. He had been waiting for the right moment. This was it. This was the right moment. Isa's father found one biscuit still whole in the aisle of row 14. All the others broken or gone. He picked it up. He held it for a moment. He put it in his coat pocket. He still has it. He still has it. Nadia Rahman opened her bakery the next morning at 4 o'clock. Same as always. The oven went on. The flour went on the board. The first batch went in before the street outside was light. One customer, a retired teacher who came every morning for one loaf, was reading the news on his phone when she slid his bread across the counter. Customer, Nadia Bibi, did you hear? A woman landed a plane last night. Retired PAF pilot. She was sitting as a passenger and just stood up and flew it. Can you imagine? Nadia takes his money. She puts it in the small cash drawer. She goes back to her bread. Nadia, I heard something about it.